A warm welcome to Business Daily right here on Trust Television. I am Yusuf Akogu. Let's take the business top stories. Glad to have you back. Now we go to the stock market to give you highlights of the stock trading, and of course, as it went down yesterday on the floor of the Nigerian Stock Exchange, the market closed positive. Marginally, you will say 0.02% is positive. 3 positive days we've had so far this week. In terms of volume of trade, 483.847 million, and in terms of value there, 4.378 billion naira in a days of 6,548 exchange hands among investors yesterday. The market cap, maintained its position 39 trillion naira there so far. Of course, don't forget that the Union Bank delisting will take about 193 billion naira off the market capitalization of NJX. Let's look at the top gaining equities. The top gaining equities, we have the like of DCAP, Deep Capital Management and Consult Limited. Again, 10% there to close at 44 kobo or partial. Of course, NSL Tech Limited also closing positive there. 10% it gain to close at 33 kobo per shares, and of course silencing also closed positive 9.95%, 4 naira 55 kobo per share it gain on Thursday. Let's look at the top losers. The top losing equities, we have ABC Transport down 10% to close at 90 kobo per share, and of course A-Transat also down 9.93% to close at 6 naira and 80 kobo. Of course, Thomas Watt Nigeria Limited closing negative as well, 8.95% it ended to close at 3 naira and 46 kobo per shares. Let's look at the activity chart as it went down on Thursday. Of course, Regency Alliance Insurance traded about 104 million volume of shares there. These are some of the companies that you don't see them regularly on the activities table. Owando, 55.3 million shares, and of course, a Universal Insurance Company, 53.4 million volume of shares it traded on Thursday. I beg your pardon. Let's look at a sectorial performance. The banking sector is down, obviously, due to profit taking 0.35%. Of course, the industrial sector closed flat on the negative side, though you will say, and of course, the consumer good index down 0.31%, and of course, oil and gas sector also down 0.18%. The insurance sector is up there 0.17%. Apparently, the performance of Regency pushing the insurance sector there very, very strongly. Let's look at the rest of Africa. Of course, in Joburg is in red. The profit taking hit the market yesterday with so many companies losing some values there. 1.42% it closed yesterday in the negative side. Ghana has been dormant for a while, not much activities in that segment of the market. Don't forget, inflation number in Ghana slowed down to about 35% a year. About all-time low there in Ghana. So we're complaining about 27% here. In Ghana is 35%, and it's regarded as an all-time low in the economy. In Nairobi, the market is down 0.07%. 6%. Quickly, let's check the currency market and see how Naira is trading against the US dollar. If you look at it at the black market rate is 1,137. That's as at yesterday, November 16. Of course, if you look at the buying rate, if you're buying for 1,137, and if you're selling at 1,140. Let's look at the difference between the black market and, of course, the CBN official exchange rate window. If you're buying at the CBN official exchange rate window, is 826, and for selling there is 827 Naira. So the gap, of course, is quite huge there. So the CBN need to do quite a whole lot to make the FX available in their window, so that they can discourage some Nigerians who patronize black market from patronizing them. So we hope that will be done so that we can have a stable exchange rate in the economy. Now let's take a very quick break. Now when we come back, we're going to review the Nigerian market for the week. Don't go away. Glad to have you back. It's the Business Daily right here on Trust Television. Now we go into our discussion. We're looking at the Nigerian stock market, how it has performed so far this week. Of course, the market, if you look at it, apart from Monday, that it traded negative 0.33%, has been positive all through the bullish run continues in the market. I have joining me the head of capital market at Apt Securities and Funds Limited, Mr. Jamiu Mohammed. Good morning, Mr. Jamiu.
Good morning, Yusuf.
Yeah, it's a pleasure to have you on Business Daily. Let's go straight and highlight for us how the market has performed so far this week.
Okay, thank you. It's a pleasure to be here in the program. The markets opened about one hour ago, and within that 1 hour, market has traded 1.2 billion worth of stock this morning, and this shows the activities is today's activity is going to be a very encouraging one, and we believe that we are going to get more than 4 billion worth of stock traded today. And if you look at the number of units traded, we have traded about 136 million units of stock this morning, worth about 1.35 billion naira of stock. And the market has lost about 2.02, around 2% as we speak this morning. I must have, I think there must be a very huge high cap stock that gave rise to this 2 point something percent, but I've not gotten time to check out. I think it's about a minute ago that I saw that in the market. But to know what is responsible for that, but before now, like 2 minutes ago, the market still lost about 0.01%. But as we speak, now market has lost 2.72%. I know one of the big cap would have been responsible for that. Having said that, if you look at total traded unit in the market, if you look at out of this 1.3 billion that was traded, you will realize that about two stock contributes about 50% of what has been traded this morning, and that is Ditco and also the UBA. This Ditco traded about 600 million worth of stock this morning, followed in a distant gap with UBA that has traded 117 million. These two stocks have contributed about 50% of what has traded this morning. Let's go to the losers and the gainer. As we speak this morning, you see the level of the activities is high this morning, and you see that we have 15 gainers as we speak, and 13 losers. Let the gainer chart is Prestige, closely followed by Unity Bank. Guinea Insurance is the third on the gainer chart table. And if you look at the losers, you see eTransact, Lasaco, followed by Darcom. These are what we have in the market as we speak. Honestly speaking, as we sincere with you, this today we should have a very good outing today. I mean, the level of activity should be better than what we had yesterday, because just 1 hour ago we have traded about 1.3 billion worth of stock. And remember, we have up to 5 hours to trade for today. So the level of activities in the morning is supposed to be a bit slower, but today is a bit encouraging and it's a bit nice. And we believe that the market should also return into positive region, looking at the whole entire week.
All right, so the market will sustain the gains that we've seen so far this week. Is that what you mean?
Yes, exactly.
All right, let's look at what is happening now in the markets now. The Union Bank was the bank that has been trading on the NJS board for over 52 years. Now they have written to NJS management that they want to be delisted from NJS, and this will effectively take out 193 billion naira from the market capitalization. So what is going to be the implication of this? And of course, what are the shareholders of this bank? What are they saying?
Especially the minority. Thank you very much. I think at the level of shareholders, that has been ironed out, because ordered meeting was conducted. I think I was one of the professional party to that issue. I was in the meeting, and also all the shareholders were able to taken care of, and they were happy to receive that 7 naira from the major investor. And I want to look at it from the part of the market. From the part of the market generally. When you see a particular stock delisting, that does not mean it's a bad thing to the market. A market is a market that you have free entry and exit. Whenever anybody wants to exit, let them go. Whenever anybody wants to come in, let them come in. That's the only perfect quality of a market. So in that situation, that even if you look at the number of stocks that have been listed this year, outnumber the number of stocks that have exited, and you see that our market cap is growing up day by day, just because of that. The number of stocks that were listed is higher than the number of the stock that has been delisted. So this plus and minus, you see a good thing about the market, and that shows the level of transparency in the market. That shows the level of perfection of our market, and that shows the level of also good thing about our market. So they have delisted. They have written the exchange, and the stock has been suspended. The stockbroker, the shareholders has been taken care of. The market has been taken care of. I told you that the number of stocks that has been listed this year outnumbered the number of stocks that have been delisted. So even the market cap keeps growing every day. So the listing is not bad as we are concerned, so far that they are not leaving the country because are leaving the market because of an inflation or because of anything. It's because that the major shareholder and the minority shareholder have chosen to follow that path, and so be it, because market there is free exit and free and there's free entry and free exit.
And free exit. All right, let's look at the new owner of Union Bank, Titan Trust Bank Limited. Are they not going to? I mean, I was thinking maybe I mean, why can't they just do a name change instead of total delisting of Union Bank, or are they coming back to relist on the NJS as the case may be?
Coming back to the list is their choice. I don't have that information as we speak. And choosing to list, changing name by listing with another name is also their choice. And if they choose to go private, is also their choice. So there's nothing I can actually say as regards to that. So for them to have chosen to remain not listed in the market is a choice, and I think they have looked at pros and cons and they choose to follow that path.
Indeed, they've chosen to follow that path. Now let's look at other issues in the market. The bond market has not really been doing so well. According to the Association of Issuing House of Nigeria, they say that 3.44 trillion naira bond were raised in the past 2 years. What impact do you think these have had on the capital market?
Yes, it's always when you see bonds being issued, being listed, it's opened the market more. It gives the investor the availability of different financial assets to invest in. So this is a welcome development. And when you see additional listing every time, especially when the gear towards social development, as we speak in Nigeria, we are in serious infrastructure deficit. So when you see government coming up and whatever they come up with, and you know when you are coming to the market, you have to let us know the proceeds you want to invest the market in, and you need to let the market know the investment you want to invest the proceed in. So in that regard, you need to inform the market, and you need to furnish the market with information that are very useful. So in such a situation, when somebody comes to list in the market, I think it's a good one, and it deepens the market more. It makes the market or investor to have different choice of financial assets they want to choose to invest in. So it's a welcome development.
All right, and let's look at you said it's a welcome development, but there seems not to be so much attraction to that segment of the market.
The aspect of listing is growing, but the aspect of tradability in the market is what we don't have now. It's the aspect of tradability that we don't have now. And one is also part of the investor is a responsibility of every one of us, the operator, the regulator, and also the investor, to make sure that this particular investment asset is allowed to thrive, is allowed to be as much as stable as we can. But because of the fact that this thing is not being well traded daily in the market, it shows the level of investment strategy of most of the investors in that particular financial asset in the bond. So the choice of not being able to trade the stock is, I think, is an issue to look at. But if it as regards to the listing of bond, bond is growing every day. We have listed FDM bond, we have listed corporate bond. We are even trying to, as we speak, we are even trying to list some other infrastructural bond into the market. So all this listing give the investor the opportunity to be able to have different financial assets to invest in. So the problem as we speak is not about the listing of the stock, but it's about the tradability, the liquidity of being tradable in the market.
Perhaps the yield is not attractive enough.
I think you are very correct to that assumption, but we have different type of investment manager. We have different kinds of investment manager that you have a passive investment strategy. We also want to stay at that side and want is the safety of his capital. So if you want safety of your capital, you only stay in that market. But if you want to look at your return, the actual return that's being generated by the bond or fixed income market is negative. If you look at the inflation rate we have in the economy as at today, so the issue there is the issue around that is as you rightly said, the yield is not encouraging. But despite that, there are investors or there are fund managers that still wants to stay that level and make sure that their investment is safe. There are investors that are risk-averse investors. They will not want to go into risky investment like equity market that it can go up, go down today, and go up, go down next tomorrow. So they don't want that kind of. So they want to invest till the maturity of the bond and then take their money back after they have collected the interest over the tenure of the bond.
All right. Let's look at Jamiu. 2 days ago, inflation numbers were released by the National Bureau of Statistics. Our current rate now is 27.33%. One would have expected that with inflation, growing taller, even more than higher than the stock exchange building where you are, one should have expected that this will affect the pattern of trade in the exchange. Why is the exchange standing alone on its own, despite all the issues we have in the economy?
Okay, thank you very much. In this regard, anybody, what it means when you are having inflation rate at that level, what it means, if you are keeping your money in banks, you are wasting your money. It means the value of money today is going to be less than the value of money tomorrow or in the nearest future. The bank can give you is 3 to 5%. If your inflation rate is around 27.33%, and if you even do better, you say you want to leave this income, is less than 15%. So, and your interest rate, your inflation rate is around 27%. So, option for investor now, for active investor, those that want to get real return, not negative return, they have to look into market because. So today, our market has generated almost 36% year to date from January till date. It has generated 36% return on investment. If you look at banking stock alone, it has generated more than 60% of investment. At the beginning of the year, you see UBA trading at 8 naira, you see Zenith trading around 20 naira, you see many stocks like that may not be able to count some of them. So look at this. Individual stock listed stock, you realize they have performed the general market. If you want to look at the market as ASI as your benchmark of your return, you have generated 36% just between now and yet. So your investment, what people or investors have realized now is that the only place that they can get their return is equity market, and that is why you see inflow into the market. You see the activities improving every day, and also you see the level of gain that we have. Mind you, the results pushed out by these listed companies that shows that there is positivity in that in some of these their bottom line and the top line. So this has shown that, and if you look at the part of the year we are the third quarter. What the result, the figure is the third quarter. Even though if the fourth quarter is not that good, the preceding quarters will be able to compensate you for what you have. As we speak now, even today, if the listed company cannot do better than what they have done before, today, as we speak, the market is still better, and the figures from the listed company are still better. So investors are ready to invest at that level, and that is why you see investors tripping into our market.
All right, Mr. Jamiu, in 30 seconds, there are potential investors that are actually listening to you now. There are various sectors in the market. There's oil and gas, there's the banking sector, insurance, we have the consumer goods of the industrial sector, and so many sectors. Which sectors of the market will you advise them to put their money? In 30 seconds.
I will advise you to put I will advise you to put your stock in all the sectors so that you can balance your portfolio because each of the sector has their own leader in each sector. If you look at the bank sector, it has its own leader. If you look at oil and gas, it has its own leader. As regards to the return, I'm speaking in respect of return as we speak. So you can invest in all the stuff just to balance up your portfolio. Every time you balance up your portfolio, you diversify your portfolio into all these sectors, you will realize that this your gain is going to, if not for nothing, if of nothing, then you go for what the ASI is returning to you.
All right, so that's a smart one there, Malam Jamiu. I must thank you for your time, Head of Capital Markets, Apt Securities and Funds, Jamiu Mohammed, for your time on Business Daily. We appreciate it.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here.
All right, with that is a wrap on the show today. We'll be back on Monday. I am Yusuf Akubu.